My name is Nick Wagner, and I would best describe myself as a movement coach. I've spent the last 3 years learning about human movement and studying players shooting a basketball. In that time, I've come up with one basic conclusion about shooting, and that would be that shooting a basketball is movement. It is a type of movement, therefore the same basic principles and concepts that can be applied to moving, walking and running forward can also be applied to shooting a basketball. And if we start to use these concepts when watching and teaching players how to shoot, we can take our understanding of shooting a basketball to a new level. Mostly not only understanding what a player is doing when they shoot, but also understanding why they're doing those things and how they affect the shot. So in this video, I'm going to discuss one major concept that I believe most people ignore when watching shooting, and that would be to look at where a player's weight is, and we do that by looking at their head, where their head is and which way their chest is pointing. And what you'll see is that the best shooters are going to shoot from their left side, which I'll show in more detail later, but that's going to show us that they're using their left side for power, and then they're going to then be using their right side to redirect the power and aim. So a major thing we look for when watching movement is to look at where a person's weight is, and we do that by looking at where their head is and where their chest is pointed. So as I said, most great shooters shoot from their left side, and by left side I really just mean opposite side. So for a right-handed shooter, their left side. And you see Curry is always or almost always going to shoot with his head directly over his left foot and his chest pointed this way. And I'll first show you just show you a bunch of examples and then discuss why a little bit. You can see here's another one of Curry. Chest is pointed to the left, or chest pointed to the left, head is over the left foot. Same thing here. Again, same thing there. Here's Klay Thompson, head over his left foot. Damian Lillard, same thing, head over his left foot. Now the reason this is so common, why great players do this, is because wherever your weight is wherever pressure is. So if you can keep pressure on your left side, that's just going to keep your right shoulder free of pressure and allow it to swing easier. So the best shooters shoot the ball smooth and easy, and they can do this by keeping their weight on their left side. So as I said, what I've done is I've taken movement concepts and applied them to shooting. So the first thing to ask is, what are we actually doing when we move? And what we're doing is we are loading pressure and transferring that pressure. The other concept to keep in mind is that all movement is expressed in waves, and this also applies to human movement. So we'll first talk about the run and kind of how those two concepts apply in the run. So first one is pressure. Now when his foot hits the ground, he's going to load that side of his body with pressure. So right now, this whole left side of his body is filled with pressure. And now he's got to take that pressure and transfer it, and he does that in the form of a wave. So he's going to take that pressure and wave it towards his right side. Then he's going to do the same thing on his right side. And when his foot hits the ground, he builds up his right side with pressure, and he's going to wave it back to the left. So easiest way to see that is by his chest pointed to the left, and now waves it to the right, loads with pressure, and now waves it back to the left. Now when we shoot, we're doing the same basic thing, loading pressure and waving pressure. So see, just like I showed before, he's going to load his left side. And as I mentioned before, the job of the right side is to redirect the power, and really it's redirecting the wave or the energy. So as he loads his left side, this wave is going to start by moving left to right, And now this little bit of weight that he has here, again, he does still have some weight on his right side, but that weight is going to nudge or redirect this wave upwards. And then once he gets to his set point, he's then going to throw or redirect the energy forward to actually shoot. The main takeaway from this video is that shooting is a type of movement. Therefore, the same basic principles that can be applied to any other type of movement can also be applied to shooting. So to understand shooting, we need to understand movement. Now in this video, I discussed the ideal way to shoot. And I think that's a great starting point to understand the shot and understand where we want to get to eventually. But that's not really how shooting works. A player needs to be able to shoot from either side of their body, shoot while getting power from either their left or right side. And once we understand moving, we can understand what adjustments a player needs to make to get power from the same side of their body. So in the next video, that's what I'm going to be discussing. I'm going to show you what adjustments players make. So thanks for watching.